the first game we really got to see him come into the mix of everything that's been happening so far. Yemen's been relatively quiet in the past 2 games. Not necessarily that he's a quiet personality, but just he hasn't really had too many opportunities to have a serious impact on the match.
All right, looks like very similar bans that we have seen for all of these games so far.
It is kind of strange to me to see that both of these teams are so comfortable with the picks they have. It's been a back and forth. Rivals won 2 games, NRG has got 1, and the bans, they will probably remain the same. NRG does not want to face against the Odin, not against the Fafnir, and
or
I'm guessing they're debating Raijin or Discordia here.
It's gonna be a standstill for Rival though, because it was actually NRG who banned Raijin away in game number 1, and then after that, it defaulted to Rival since they were placed into the 2nd pick selection. So with that possibility, I think that it's pretty likely.
Yep, there's the Raijin ban.
Okay, this is going to leave Discordia open for probably later in the draft. Odin ban expected, and does go through.
Ooh.
Kind of an NRG classic here, really. Odin, just a character that Emil doesn't like to play against, Yemen doesn't like it either, and just feels good. Rival take away Sylvanas.
All right. They do not want iRaptor to have that his pulls and like it's crazy.
I prefer to see Rival stealing away the Sylvanas as opposed to the Cabrakan from game 3. I think that even though Maniac had an excellent game on that Cabrakan, it was still eventually shut down. All that Rival really needed to do was keep their composition together and grouped up, and Sylvanas is also going to heavily attribute to that.
Oh, an Athena pick following up from NRG. I guess they're going to try and take that away. Oh, I mean, if they pick Sylvanas, it looks like they're trying to steal each other's team comps.
Yeah, it's kind of a back and forth right now. We have the comfort picks of Rival on the side of NRG, and actually Cirquet looks to be hovered again yet once more for adapting. Likely to be the 4th game he's going to be playing it in a row.
I was pretty judgmental of it before, but that last game we saw, he went 9-0, 10-0?
10-0-9. Just looking really good on this. I think they can easily win if they carry on the momentum from adapting here. Rival might look to ban it out if this goes to one another game, but for now, Cirquet is kind of open to see what she's going to do.
The Cirquet as well just has such heavy mobility. You're already introducing a global ultimate with the Athena and double taunts. You can't ever really go wrong with that. And it seems as though Deathwalker might be doing the exact same thing with a 4th game of Osiris.
He's so good on Osiris, but how does Osiris fit against this team comp? And here we see Discordia. Looks like Rival is again taking that away from NRG. Personally,
Osiris so far is a fine pick here. He does semi-well against Cirquet, seeing how he's got decent physical protections and he has the ult to leap away. It's going to be up to the solo lane pick here. If it's going to be Artio once again for Maniac on the 3rd pick, can easily see that. But Discordia, I like the choice.
I feel as though Wolfie is going to hold his ultimate purely for adapting on that Cirquet in case he does get a little bit spread away from his team. The cripple on that Apple is just so effective in shutting down that Cirquet from having any follow-up damage from her ultimate in case adapting does look for a commit.
For me, it's really interesting to see if because Rival plays Discordia in a sort of potentially late game kind of team comp where NRG had Discordia as a finisher in an early game pressure team comp. So I want to look for what jungler Rival hover here to see if they want to get pressure with it or if they want to completely chill for a late game like in the first 2 games and then use Discordia there, which might be a bit risky.
AMC coming out, and beyond that, they also banned the Uller, Artio being banned from the Rival.
I really do like the Amusin Cub. Something Emil's super comfortable on. Same for Yamin. We might even see it in the mid lane. Go for a lot of pressure, looking for kills on Discordia. Artio ban is to be expected, seeing how Maniac did a great job last game.
And they have, NRG has some initiation with the Athena. I could see Refer maybe opting for that Blink Athena as opposed to Kalos, who just ran the Shell Meditation. NRG really loves having that all-in potential, which they're going to definitely be able to find off of the burst damage between Circuit and AMC. I could potentially also see Rival trying to ban away the Xingtian or Sobek.
Yeah.
I think NRG is looking to force Discordia speeds on cooldown here, or maybe even trying to look to pick the Sylvanas over again before he actually gets his early game impact with the great ults. Also a choice.
Taking a while for this last ban here.
Sometimes heavy deliberation is necessary because for Rival, it's not necessarily looking at one player as much as it is looking at which god they believe is going to benefit NRG's draft the most, and it's actually going to be a Giannis banned away.
This is a really smart ban. Yamin feels very comfortable on Giannis. Although Nox seems to be hovered, could go anywhere. Maybe Rafa has it practice for support as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, she does provide a lot of protections and the silence that she has as well.
It's been kind of a meta pick being brought in by Dardis here from the French side. And, well, it's also been adopted throughout the entire kind of roster here. I think NRG's been practiced with it.
Oh, give us Bacchus. The belly flop, the mana reduction. He's actually pretty decent right now.
Some fat man slam.
Yeah, with the fat man slam. Or Kumba.
This is not happening.
Why not?
It's not happening.
Yeah, you're right, it's not. They're probably going to go Kabrakan.
They might as well hover Kuzembo. All right, it's going to be Kabrakan here. With Erlangson banned out, he should be fairly safe in his laning phase. Should once again go to Maniac. And he had a great game on Kabrakan. If he pops off like that again, goes 8-1 and completely rules the early game, this should be really good for NRG.
But if Rival actually does look to lock away Xing 10, I would anticipate it to be then an Osiris jungle, which is interesting because there's a lot of frontline for Rival, but the initiation could be a little bit awkward. Ice
Baby is comfortable on Osiris jungle for sure. It doesn't really matter how much frontline you have as long as your hyper carries in the form of Discordia are putting out all their damage, and at that point you don't really mind if you have like less squishies.
They are finishing up their team with a ROM.
We've
Great
seen
snipes coming out.
A lot. Volt likes to play this character. He's accurate on land, unlike Emil, with the snipes, so I think it should be a good pick.
Okay, man.
It's easily a throwback pick for Vote as well. Even back all the way when he was with Justice, he still heavily preferred leaning towards that ROM pick.
And NRG opting in for Isis right now. I mean, they're not really taking it away from Rival. Is this a normal GOG for Yaman?
So you would think, okay, Yaman can play Isis, but if you look back further, Season 2, Yaman has a fantastic Isis, just as Wolfie, and I think putting Yaman on mage here, which he's been showing up on, is a really good idea, and with the Saket pressure, he should be fine early on.
All right, guys, we have the full team comps here right now. Looking at them together, is Rival going to finally take this game off of NRG, taking down the world champions, or is NRG going to make their way to match point?
This all really just depends on how the mid game goes for both sides, because either of these compositions could really end up on top.
I got to continue to root for NRG here.
Hey, it worked for you last game, right?
It's not bad.
All right, guys, this is going to be an intense game 4 of Rival versus NRG. The casters, I hope you guys are ready because we're getting into game number 4.
I don't know if I am ready. NRG turned up so hard, I'm still recovering from game number 3.
Very impressive comeback by NRG, going down 2-0 to finding that win in game number 3 here. And surprisingly enough, looking at their draft here, I would have sworn with like a lot of money in the bank there just to throw a Chronos last pick instead of the Isis. Have a Musaka being played by Yaman. Emilito loves the Isis, or loves the Chronos rather, and that would have been a good idea.
For me, when it comes to this draft, all eyes on Wolfie's Discordia. I just don't know if he's able to pilot this character, this is going to be a slam dunk for Team Rival, I think. But this character has had ups and downs this entire week. She's difficult to play. She's not the same as the other mages. There's a lot going on with this character. So for me, this is the cornerstone of the setup. If Wolfie plays her well, they win the game, and we see him tomorrow.
It worked out for Yaman in the last game, and that's why I think that Rival are going for this strategy of stripping away some of NRG's picks. They took away Discordia from Yaman. They also take away another pick from NRG, the Sylvanas, the first pick Sylvanas that NRG have been leaning on in games number 2 and 3 has now been in the hands of Callus.
Also going on to another pick talk, Vote's Rob. When Vote, way back when Vote was playing for Justice and he was Vote NBK, he used to rock this ROM pick and look really, really strong, and to see if, well, we'll leave the history as history, but Vote still has that ROM.
He's definitely come a long way since his days back in Justice. They are definitely showing what he's capable of here at the world stage. Game number 4 underway, a little bit of action as Rival is looking to steal away the red. Doing the purple as well. That's because Raffer is alone in that long lane, soaking up the experience, trying to get level 5 first so he can use that Defender of Olympus.
Rival do have both of the reds, so successful invade there totally. No more rank dismasked approach, however. Yaman is going to go this Warlock stash and play the Isis. Two things that don't seem very Yaman to me. Yaman is the do more, I'm going to be in your face type guy. Why do you think NRG opted to switch things up here?
I think that Yaman just wants to make sure that whenever he gets dove, that he's going to have that health. He survives the initial burst, and then the pop from the circle of protection will heal him up long enough. Looking at the composition from rival isometric playing the Osiris, he definitely wants to get in there. But if he gets that Lord of the Afterlife, there will be no healing from Yaman.
Vote Collis right here, collapsing on Raffer. Raffer dashes away, no problem. Able to go ahead and take care of business over there. Yaman on the Isis, though. I mean, does this mean NRG is going to be a little bit more defensive? What does this pick mean for NRG?
Definitely feel that it means that they're going to be more reactionary than defensive. They're still going to probably look for the rotations to happen and maybe even lean on the solo lane, because with how much pressure Rival is making on the left side, NRG have been doing on the right. Seeing a one-level difference from Deathwalker and Maniac, speed and blue, heavily favoring out NRG's side of the map. And they still have their own blue to go for, which they're completing right now.
The pressure here on the left side, however, a little bit different. NRG pushed up on their tower despite having the amusing cop here.
NRG just wants to make sure that they might catch Rival, maybe slipping if they want to go right behind that purple buff, but instead, it's Rival being aggressive on the left, looking for some poke, using the sustain also from Callus's Sylvanas.
Yeah, we see a complete turnaround here. Last time, Callus was on the Athena, getting the 5-man taunts, and Raffer was nailing those poles, hooking up his jungler. But a switch of the Guardians, and honestly, I mean, Callus, sure, I'm sure he has a fine Sylvanas.
They pinged out the back Harpies. They know exactly where NRG are going to be going to. Rival are trying to complete it first, but those two members might be getting caught off guard there. Ice Baby, though, needs to retreat off. Has his Osiris passive all the way stacked, but it's adapting. That's just getting the better end of it. I think he might have stolen some of those away.
Yeah, NRG able to go really deep in the enemy jungle and take care of what they want to come to as far as farm is concerned. Collis misses the point-blank pull. There's Raffer with a taunt. Nice knock-up coming out from the Guardian, but it's all Emilito. That's going to be first blood for NRG.
And then here comes adapting with the blink. Vote in the sky. The apple being used as well. In the backside, it goes out to Wolfie. The spread is good onto Vote. That's 3 dead Rival members very quickly.
And one more. Nope. Ice over the wall. NRG light chase. Don't think you're catching up, but 3 kills. That's first blood and 2. That's fantastic. They're already up 1,500. Not even 4 minutes in this game. NRG don't want to go home here.
Absolutely not, and that was such an important play to happen for Yaman. Before he even has that Warlock Sash completed, Rival were not able to take advantage of this Isis player. Maniac being an absolute nuisance there on the right side. Rival looks like to get their own speed buff, but I don't think Ice Baby is going to be in position to pick that one up.
Probably not yet. Not going to be. No, he's all the way on the other side, so not really going to be able to find that one. However, it's all about the experience. Anyway, Ice making use of his ability to traverse the jungle. Adapting again on the Circuit, you know, and you mentioned it before, when you're a team as established as NRG, you're going to take the good with the bad. And Circuit didn't do too well, but they stuck to their guns, and then Circuit looked beautiful in that last match.
3rd time's the charm, and that's exactly what happened for NRG, the Circuit and the Uller, actually. They also had another opportunity to get the Uller, but instead, NRG opted to pick the Musin Cop, ban away Uller, and they're looking to do pretty well so far, despite leaving Raffer alone on the left side. Once the grouping up happened, NRG just seemed to pluck away Rival one by one.
Oracles will go to Team Rival there on the left-hand side. So they're able to get a little bit of the prioritization as well. But Yaman trying to be sneaky here alongside Raffer.
There's a ward right there, though, by Rival. They see every little position that NRG are trying to do. I think Wolf is trying to make some strife happen. Does hit them both. Creates a lot of damage on Yaman specifically. Ice Baby, though, on the opposite side, the left side mid-Harpies.
Really cute play there from Wolfie, just understanding, hey, look, I know exactly where you are, and wants to show them that as well. So Wolfie getting some extra damage there. Don't forget, the poke that Discordia brings out is actually very important, because whoever winds up with the top damage winds up with some bonus because of that passive. So when you're as that Discordia, you want that early on, since early game's kind of weak. Find somebody over the wall, bing, bang, boom. now you've got your own.
And some people don't even bother to look for poke, honestly, when there's people just waiting for you outside of your own ward, because sometimes you would rather them just continue to wait there, waste more time, neglect more farm, while meanwhile you're chilling under the safety of your own tier 1 tower. But not chilling right now is Rival. They're down 2,000 gold. 6.5 minutes in. This has been the biggest disparity in this whole set at this rate, rather.
I love that play that we just saw from Team Rival on the back Harpies. Back Harpies, they're sure every camp is important, but you very rarely prioritize those on respawn. Last time the back Harpies on the right side went down for Team Rival, it was adapting. He actually invaded. And so what happens is Team Rival wards, and they go for the respawn, understanding that adapting might be there. They're just going to get back Harpies, but if NRG go too hard and they look for that true invade, then they might just get stepped on.
Ice may be forced to use that ultimate defensively under his own tier 1 towers. Callus is trying to top him off with those wisps, not able to hit the pull there. Adapting, he's going to jump on over there, and with Maniac's rotation, 4 NRG members are here to strip away Rival's speed buff, and this is something they've been doing consistently, abusing this Xing Qian in the solo lane that doesn't have the best early game, and you're able to control the right side of the map, get these buffs, get these back Harpies, create a level gap here for your jungler.
There's going to be the blink on in the middle lane. There's the zigzag as well. Push back thanks to the ultimate. Adapting hit by an ult of his own. Jumping away, don't get hit by the stars. And one more time, everybody walks safely away.
Callus using his shell to survive a little bit longer. Having the sustain is very important for him to survive these engagements. He did use that ultimate defensively, however, so every single time NRG are committing onto the Guardian from Rival, there's no possibility for him to re-engage without that ultimate.
Not at all. You absolutely need those that ultimate in order to really make the impact there, but Discordia, on the other hand, I think she has more impact. Almost, she doesn't need that ultimate to have that impact. Obviously, the apple's all well and good, but it's the strife, I think, that makes her so scary.
Rapper trying to steal that one away, not able to do so though. Rival secure the oracles, will get the vision for another minute long. Looking like neither team wants to do anything around the Gold Fury quite yet. The damage is there though, as Emilito has a 2-level lead over Vote.
Yeah, and really about a level and a half, yeah. And I mean, I guess that just comes from AMC being able to quickly clear some of those camps in the jungle.
It was mostly the death from Vote also that allowed Emilito to get a little free farm action there, securing his own buffs on the left side of the map. And despite the pressure that Rival were able to do onto Raffer, the Moozing Cobb, once he gets in the action, so difficult to deal with.
I mean, he's just all over the place. The hives make him so fast. He's attacking a zillion miles an hour. Okay, Vote.
The movement speed also is just really annoying to deal with, despite not having an escape on an Moozing Cobb. Once you're maxing out the hive, after you max out the second ability, line wave clear, now looking at a very fast beat.
Yeah, I mean, you're upwards of like 40% movement speed. Is really scary. You're just zooming all throughout the jungle. The great AMCs will create a network of hives throughout the jungle as well. Obviously, you're going to put it in the lane to be able to make use of it right here and spread the honey. Big damage, but he
Not
misses.
on the mark. Not on the mark. That stinger would have spelled trouble for Vote. That might have even found the kill before the roll even happened, or at least force out the ult from Vote.
I mean, yeah, if that stinger hits, you got a couple more basics to go, but likely does wind up in a kill. You are correct. Right side, jungle invade again, coming out from NRG, looking towards Team Rival speed.
And look at what Emilito is doing. He's also rotating. First he was rotating, now he's gonna still stick around because Vote is sitting at 33% health. NRG go uncontested with the speed buff invade. They walk away cleanly like bandits there. And Raffer, he's using his ultimate onto Emil because look what's happening. Look what Ice Ice is doing on the red buff.
Yeah, Ice Ice is all the way on the left side, trying an invade of his own, but as you mentioned, Raffer has that Athena ultimate, so able to traverse the map, no problem. However, here comes adapting, slow from the B. Jump on top. There's the ult. That is one dead Ice Ice baby.
Not in time was Callus to disrupt the play from adapting. Trying to get away was Ice Ice with the sprint, with the Lord of the Afterlife, but not able to get away with a counter sprint from NRG and just the penetration of adapting.
Gold Fury started here. NRG going to be about halfway down so far. Discordia is local, but with the Isis ultimate, this is likely NRG's. Down it goes. 4-0. Team Rival very quiet this time around. 3,400 for the defending world champs, just 11 minutes in.
Very quick start from NRG. They got the Gold Fury every single game, their first Gold Fury every single game, and this is nothing new here in game number 4. This is such a good start for them. The question is, what can they do to keep moving forward, to secure this game, tie the series at 2-2, and move on towards game 5?
And I think the answer to that question is just keep on keeping on. It sounds very basic, and that's because that's what they need to do. NRG need to just stick to their game plan. They've done that for the first 2 games, and it didn't work. But this is a team that is extremely established, and most importantly, they know what they're good at. And that's why we don't see them deviate from the jungle selection. That's why we don't see them really change too much up. They've won 2 world championships. They've lost on big stages, they've won on big stages, and they understand that just because you don't win an individual game with a setup does not mean that that setup is bad or doesn't work.
NRG just knows how to continue to smite on, honestly, because of their composition. Like you mentioned before, Serket still being picked here in game number 4, but it was the other picks to surround the supporting cast. The Ice is here for Yemen. It was not necessarily a questionable pick, but it was an unconventional pick for Yemen specifically. Deathwalker, though, caught in a 1v2. Serket ultimate not on the mark, though, but the chase is still on.
And the ultimate will be used, and Deathwalker's in trouble here. Big taunt. Sad thing finds it. The Deathbane takes down Deathwalker. The rotation from Team Rival. Is it worthwhile? 2 players here. Wolfie makes 3. The Striker beats out, and Maniac walks away.
Still 4 members from NRG on the right side of the map against 3 from Rival. In a 1v1 is Emil against Vote. A 1-level deficit still. He got the tier 1 tower. He's looking for the tier 2. He knows that he can continue to be this big bully before Rama becomes that late game hyper carry.
And that's definitely something you've got to be afraid of. Vote, known for his ROM, absolutely adept to this character, has the Devo gloves online.
Not on the mark, just max range. He's so fast with those hives, able to even bend around the red buff before Vote's roll assault was even in effect.
Red buff will go to Team Rival this time. NRG have been successfully invading the jungle time and time again, but right now they're focused on a different objective, the Portal Demon. Already 25 with Yaman's ultimate, pop, pop, there it goes, no problem for NRG. Emilino pulls to the wall, this is a big play for Team Rival.
Absolutely, no escape for him. Callus gets credited with that kill, the first one from Team Rival.
Rapper.
They're striking more, Rapper's in a little bit of trouble as well. Here comes Deathwalker, throwing another victim towards Rival's mouths.
So Portal Demon goes down to the enemy team. Team Rival are able to take care of business, take down 2 people. You can't go for the Fire Giant because you might be surprised by players coming through the portal, so you go for the mid lane tower. A little bit safe, definitely a little bit less valuable, but this is how Team Rival has clawed their way back into game after game after game. Not just this set, Tully, but the entirety of their careers.
The whole year was just screaming Rival. Ever since the beginning, once they beat NRG in the Spring Gauntlet, beating them at the Spring Masters, they just continue to show us why they deserve to be here. Winning the first 2 games, very impressive. And keep in mind, they were behind at the beginning of those 2 games. It was NRG that was ahead, and they're still able to find something almost out of nothing. Callus, with the first pick, Sylvanas, has showed us why he's a true top-tier support.
Team Rival could be called something out of nothing. Team Rival could be called the team that has something to prove. We watched them over and over again, and it seems like fans are just now really understanding how good this team really is. At first it was, oh, it's just because Deathwalker plays weird stuff and nobody knows how to deal with it, or, oh, it's just because of this, or everybody had a, it's just because. They always had a, it's a fluke. But I mean, at this point, I think summer for me really was the moment where I said, you know what? This is the real deal.
That's right. They were against Dignitas at the Summer Valencia Finals, losing the first 2 games, winning games 3 and 4, and having a pretty epic game 5. Honestly, it just goes to show that Rival have made some steady progression throughout. Raffer, though, catches out Vote on the left side of the map. adapting, and Raffer's ultimate was used to catch out that Hunter.
And that's a really positive situation for NRG coming off of the tower depth on the left side. Vote can't really farm as efficiently, as safely as he would like because his tower's not there. And so NRG are able to take advantage of that and just put him in the ground.
And there's only one sentry ward, left side, top, Heartbeat. There was no vision along the dual lane side behind the Gold Fury, so once Adapting goes in with a Defender of Olympus on top of himself, that's an easy, clean pick. And now, NRG have a 5-on-4 to try to get this tier 1 tower.
Walker trying to zone out to the right-hand side, but he's just dead, totally. Pop goes the Weasel, because the Weasel goes pop.
That's
and Yaman Wise with number 7.
Easy, clean pick from NRG. Taking out Deathwalker, so now it's a 4-on-5 yet again. Tier 1 mid-tower falls. NRG now shifting their attention towards the second Gold Fury of the game. Question is, how does Rival defend this? The ultimates are all available from the surviving remaining members.
And that's a big deal, because Yaman's ultimate most notably is down. Maniac is available, as does Emilito. But here, Gold Fury down to 10%. Everybody trying to filter on in, but looks like Rival's a little bit too late. Way too late comes the Rival. Rival are looking for the team fight, but it looks like NRG have a successful ejection. And so 17 minutes in, NRG are fantastically ahead, 7,000 gold in the lead.
NRG are looking to make a comeback in this set. They won game number 3, and they're in the driver's seat here in game number 4. They're showing us truly why they are the 2-time world defending champions. A little bit of smiles there from Maniac earlier on, and this is showing us how comfortable rather NRG continue to be when the pressure is at its all-time high.
And right now, NRG, this is, I mean, it's an elimination game, right? And NRG don't seem shaken at all. They're still absolutely in this one mentally, which again, I keep bringing it up. It's so important. You're in front of the entire community right now, and NRG, we keep talking about Rival has something to prove. NRG has something to prove. Not their year 2017. This Worlds, however, everyone on that squad thinks that they're going to win another one.
I mean, you say it's not there yet, but they won the beginning of 2017, right? HRX 2017, and that was just really impressive from them, going the distance there against Obey Alliance, and you know, it just goes to show what they're truly capable of here. And looking at the build specifically from Yaman, taking a page out of Wolfie's book with the Stone of Binding.
Yeah, I mean, this one, again, I mean, we've spoken about this. Just when you have the composition, when your character has the ability to actually use this, it's a fantastic item. Great stats of 30 protections for both sides, a little bit of power, and then amplify your team. As an Isis, that's pretty much exactly what you want.
The more penetration, the better, especially with how much burst damage NRG are trying to get off. Maniac specifically on this Kabrakan yet again. Remember what happened, though, in game number 1 when he was playing Kabrakan. He had a great start, but then it kind of started to falter later towards the game.
I really thought Collis was going to find the pull there. I was a little excited.
Well, luckily, Raffer does have that global CC immune ultimate that can get away. But now, that means that Raffer can't use it offensively the way he's been doing throughout this game. Adapting could easily lean on Vote, but not without that Adapting ultimate.
Down 8,000 gold. It's Team Rival that are starting the Portal Demon. Keep an eye on Adapting, though, on the left-hand side. Portal Demon going to be leashed, looking to keep the jungler at bay. Adapting healthy, Wolfie not so much. Ice Baby 75%. Adapting is down for the count. Vote gets his first kill of the game.
Wolfie with a great apple just thrown onto Adapting there. He smelled blood. Adapting wanted to blink in the backline, did a lot of damage to Wolfie, but no one was in position to follow up. Rival collapsed back onto Adapting. He says, how dare you touch our mid laner.
And see, another thing that I like about the Discordia pick for Wolfie is that the Circuit, he can peel for himself here if he hits the stripe.
Going forward, though, Vote's in a little bit of trouble, though, in the backline. Maniac is forcing Vote into the sky. Now, Elmo's going to take a little bit of the damage here. He's still in the sky, hits a little bit, goes with the Aegis as he goes back into the ground. Rival, they're still in an advantage with a 5-on-4.
Deathwalker, half HP alongside Collis, and NRG smell the blood in the water. Maniac is ready to go, and there's a taunt coming out from Raffer, peeling players off of the Kabrakan. But now Team Rival smell the blood, and they're resurging.
They're still healing from Callus's whip. Wisps. The Portal Demon is still being flirted with back and forth. Adapting has revived. He's making his way downtown to try to join the team fight yet again. Raffer backs, but he has the ultimate. He uses it instantly onto Yaman here, trying to secure the Portal Demon. They're still kind of thinking about going for it.
I mean, Rival can't leave here, otherwise they just give NRG that Portal Demon. So instead, they're sticking around, being local, walking fast, and making sure they're just not caught sleeping. Portal Demon has to be leashed already, and NRG look again for the jump. Yaman takes down
Adapting, though, he gets traded 1-for-1. Support for jungle here. Rival, they're not done yet. Ice Baby jumping in the back line. The egg is being used by Emilito, getting pulled back in by Deathwalker, and there goes Vote.
But Emilito just pop, shoving out those basic attacks and getting those kills. Ice puts them down. That's going to be the moment of
Spirit Ball through the wall. Yaman finding Wolfie. It's a 2-for-3. NRG, they're continuing the chase. They want more. They want Ice Baby. Raffer, he gets slowed. He can't find the taunt, but he has the dash. He doesn't. He taunts. The Spirit Ball connects. That's 4 and 10 members from Rival.
Maniac with the last hit. But again, it's the ISIS play. Good ISIS play never fails to impress. A long-range Spirit Ball here, a good silence there. Yaman, we saw the death onto Adapting, and I said, okay, that you know, mentally in my head went, that's it. Rival are able to take him down. Calls for Adapting, I'd much rather have my account of the board. Let's go and take this team fight. But then NRG answered back correctly. Yaman plays literally through the wall.
Yes. That was the most important part of that team fight, because up until that point, it was all Rival. This was what happened with the trade. Adapting goes in, he helps Yaman kill out Callus, but votes trade out for Adapting, and then Ice Baby jumps in the backline, becomes this absolute nuisance there. Deathwalker pulls a couple of members. Spirit of Protection doesn't really do much here, but this is where Yaman hides behind the red buff, and he actually throws the Spirit Ball, connects onto Wolfie, a very important goddess to remove. Without Discordia's stripes, Rival are struggling to control the team fights.
Exactly. Yaman just knew every moment, and that's what makes Yaman very, very strong in the mid lane, is that when you're playing that squishy mage, you have to have all variables in your mind. Yaman knew where everybody was. You saw him drop the ultimate and turn around. He doesn't even need to see what's going on. He mentally has the picture, combined with the minimap and the conversation that his teammates are given during those team fights. Yaman can just rely on his teammates and his instincts to find what's happening.
Oh, finding Ice Baby in the taunt into the Spirit Ball, taking more damage than he probably would have wanted to. Look at where Adapting is, though. Hiding behind the gold here. He's still waiting for somebody to get out of position. Deathwalker is jumping away. The rest of NRG, they want to force something here.
Yeah, Maniac traps up Wolfie. He's invincible, but he's not invincible. Trouble, even with the shell, gonna be tossed out. There's help from Deathwalker.
Adapting, he finds Wolfie. That's great opportunity now. NRG in a 5-on-4, continuing on to Deathwalker. The knockup and the root is good onto Adapting. Meditation gonna buy him a little bit of time. The stun onto Ice Baby. He can't jump away this time. It's a 5-on-3. Vote is gonna be the next target. NRG, they are just trembling and crumbling under the ground. Callus and Deathwalker have to escape.
The control that Maniac is able to bring on this Cabrakan, the tremors in the middle of not the middle of a team fight, mind you, the middle of a retreat. There's nowhere to go. You're sitting there trying to get on through, and Maniac is just sitting there saying, no way. And if you do happen, then he comes through and hits you with the stun. There's nothing you can do when Maniac gets off on this Cabrakan. It's incredibly scary. It's earned them the team fight. It's earned them a game, and it's earned them the Fire Giant right here.
Just look at those graphs. That's the story that NRG are dictating in game number 4. Just a slow and steady climb to 10,000 of a gold lead. And keep in mind, there's still 3 tier 2 towers remaining. That's an additional 4,500 gold that NRG are about to secure with this Fire Giant. And you were talking about how scary it is for Rival here. The momentum has just not stopped.
And you know, here's the thing though, Tolly. We talk about teams having to have what I call a quarterback's memory. That's American football reference. But it basically means that you take one game at a time. When you lose, you forget about it. But what I don't want you to forget is game number 1 and game number 2. NRG came out for the first 25 minutes, owning, wrecking, showing everybody just how good they were. And then Rival said, okay, our turn. And they just won the game. So at no point am I sitting here counting out the purple and black.
But to be fair, though, I don't think NRG were up, 12,000 gold at that 25-minute mark in games number one and two.
That's fair. That's fair. But at this point, man, I don't know if I trust the numbers.
That's true, but level 20 adapting versus level 15 Ice Baby, I will trust those two numbers. That is what is helping NRG succeed so well in game number 4. The inefficiency of Ice Baby to make the plays versus adapting, always looking for the opportunities, finding them. Whether or not he trades himself out for Callus is a different story. He's still not afraid to go in.
Honey put down by Emilito, muddying the waters underneath that tier 2 tower. NRG right now, as you said, up about 12 to 13,000 gold, and this is how they make use of it. They're going to just push in and basically fight or demand that Rival fight them. There's the taunt, and Deathwalker's in trouble. Over the wall, though, adapting, waiting for his moment.
There's a sentry ward there, so Rival knows where he is. There needs to be the perfect response. Callus finds 3 in the back, and that's going to allow Adapted to go in. He's going to find out Wolfie, both in the sky, trying to find the shot. It's onto Yaman, but it doesn't matter. He's too healthy. Now, Vote, he's trying to escape with the Aegis, trying to survive for a little second longer.
Deathwalker does what he can, but it's just not enough. The pull, and that's going to be okay.
The tier 2 tower on its last legs, finally crumbling to the ground. No one with a kill in that entire encounter. Tier 2 on the right side being looked at by NRG. They're going to find that one as well.
Here's my thinking, Anatoly. Rival has been successful, even in the games that they lost, off of the damage that Vote was able to bring. Now, you mentioned that we haven't seen this type of deficit, and it's a much different story. And I wasn't with you until that last team fight. Vote was just not able to bring the damage. He's even level 18, sure he's got the itemization, building into crit, but he just doesn't have the damage.
He gets bullied out too quickly because Adapting blinks through the wall. He gets Wolfie low enough with the last breath, and whenever you force out a Ram to use his ultimate that early in the team fight and not fire just regular in-hand shots, on a full health team anyway, you're not going to be getting that much damage out of your Hunter.
Well, with that said, because of the composition that Team Rival has brought to the party, there's not a lot of thorns. In fact, there's 0 thorns available and only 1 Nemean Lion. So we do see Vote going into that critical strike build. So here's my question. Is this just a wait till Vote gets level 20, finishes out the crit, and maybe we'll just 4-shot somebody?
Yes, this is the hyper carry waiting game for Team Rival between both Vote and Wolfie as well. Doomer fully stacked for this mid-mage, but doesn't have Rod of Tahuti to get a lot of that magical power to complement the penetration from Obsidian Shard. Having some anti-healing from the Divine Ruin is not a bad idea here, but this is just too little too late for Rival, I feel. 17,000 gold behind, and I'm not sure if NRG are going to be waiting much longer to end this game.
I mean, Wolfie has been sitting here building this Divine Ruin every single game, and I think it's helped him out sometimes, but is it holding him back in this one? Does he need more damage?
I think that he will definitely get it, obviously, with Rod Tahuti, but I just love the idea here from this item. It has a lot of utility to be able to just complement his style, whether he plays Isis, whether he plays Discordia, whether he plays Poseidon. He loves building in a more utility-based mid-mage role. That's what got him here with Rival so far.
And that works when Vote's bringing the damage, but Vote is he's just not doing it this time, and that's why we're not seeing that. So once Vote gets all his critical strike, maybe everything will line up. Team Rival playing for the late game here.
Definitely playing for the late game as NRG is just waiting for this Fire Giant to respawn. They got the first one earlier on. They're going to get this second one for free. No one from Rival want any piece of this action.
And after a half hour of play, NRG Esports find themselves up 14-5. Fire Giant around their waists. Head up a ton of gold. They lost the first 2, but the defending world champs don't go down without a fight. Game 3, all NRG. Game 4, they haven't won just yet, Toly, but all I'm saying is, I'm getting pretty comfortable. I think there's going to be a Game 5.
I would definitely agree with you there. And not only it was, Game 3 for NRG, honestly, Game 1 and 2 as well, around the 20 to 25 minute mark before Rival punished NRG's transgression this time around. NRG not messing around, no mistakes any longer, not trying to overextend. Maniac gonna ward inside that middle. Phoenix here, right side though. The nice little pull though onto Raffer to start things off. A little bit of damage as well, rooted in place from the Stripe. The rest of NRG though, they're very content about allowing these abilities to be used and then waiting for the reset, waiting for the wave before entering that right side Phoenix.
Safety is the name of the game for Team Rival here in the late stages of game number 4. They didn't even try to defend against the Fire Giant, down over 10,000 gold. This is the spot where they want to defend. Deathwalker gets chunked by Yaman stun, and the follow-up damage from the rest of NRG. Here the charge being charged up, and there it is, looking for a taunt, won't find it. NRG still pushing to life.
Still Maniac though in the backline, doing a little bit of damage onto Ice Baby. NRG, they're just playing in and out of the action. The ultimate from Maniac is off the mark though, not going to be useful this time around. Phoenix is barely tickled here, honestly, and I think the Rival, they have the potential to hold this. Look how low Emil is in the backline. He's forced to play all the way back. The pull onto one. Here comes Deathwalker, and there goes Raffer.
And that's the damage we needed from Vote. Vote takes
Yaman got
the
hit. Yaman got hit by the apple. He's forced to use that ultimate very early. Maniac is in trouble. He's at half health. Callus gets stunned down by Yaman and adapted. He's trying to capitalize. Vote uses that Aegis. He's trying to survive.
Yeah.
He will not this time around.
Emilito dipped into the jungle and came on back. All he needed to do was heal off of some minions, finds the lifesteal, and now what looked like a good resurgence from Team Rival, NRG just says, not gonna happen. You can kill Craig, that's okay. Sometimes we want to do it ourselves, but right now, we're taking your Phoenix.
And Emil, he was just playing so far in the back, but it was the sacrificial lamb, the support from NRG, just throwing, getting pulled by one, getting thrown by another. And because of that, that allowed Emil to get back into it and finally do the damage that this late game hyper carry is capable of. Top of the player damage charts.
And that's what he's supposed to do. I mean, let me ask my support mains out there. How many of you would trade yourself for a Phoenix and it's a unanimous yes?
Oh,
right
Deathwalker!
Trading himself for nothing. Yaman gets credit for the kill, and NRG still stepping on the throat of Team Rival.
This could be game here, F-Dot. That's one dead in mid onto Deathwalker. Vote on the sky, trying to find Yaman, but good little jukes. Not gonna find the shots there. Still a little bit not as healthy as they would like onto Yaman, so they're going to retreat after their second Phoenix, secure themselves their 4th Gold Fury of the game before they go for the last Phoenix.
20,000 gold.
That's insane.
20,000 gold.
This is NRG's game.
20,000 gold, that doesn't happen at this level of play. I mean, you're here at Worlds, these teams are the greatest. 20,000 gold from a team that has looked fantastic. Team Rival looked great in this set.
This is the 2-time world defending champions here, F-Dot. There's no holding back. The 20,000 gold, honestly, could have happened any single game, but Rival were able to find their comeback, but they couldn't manage it in game number 4 here. The momentum under NRG, so much so that they just cannot be stopped by Rival.
It's a crazy number, but just a couple of more minutes and that number will become virtually meaningless. Power pots and wards definitely matter, but really the meat and potatoes of that gold usage is all of your itemization. And if you look across the way at what Team Rival is at right now, you've got 4 players with 1 extra spot when you take a look at the starting items, and your Hunter's almost finished. And like I keep bringing up, all I'm looking at is Vote. Vote needs to be the guy. If Vote can be the guy, Team Rival have a chance in this one.
How is he going to get the damage off when everyone from NRG is just such a threat? The blink from adapting, the blink from Maniac. It's so tricky to try to stay alive as a hunter. You're really relying on both Wolfie and Callus to pull, to root, so that Vote can get off his damage. And then you have to like dodge and dip and dive and weave against all the front line from NRG.
Fire Giant here, one more time, relinquished by Team Rival. This time Team Rival doesn't have homework. They've got to push up the waves. Before, though, Toli, even without the Phoenixes down, they still opted to play defense.
I love what Ice Baby did. Look how far pushed that wave is on the left side of the map. This jungle Osiris was pushing it for so long because he knew NRG was getting the Fire Giant. There's no possible way to contest it. That one's theirs. You're down 20,000 gold. You're down mid and right Phoenix. Let them have the Fire Giant because you're going to lose the game otherwise. But you have the opportunity to stall out their Fire Giant buff by pushing the wave under their own tier 1 tower.
Give them more work to take care of.
Yes.
Give them something to do, because otherwise they're just going to come and walk into your face and kill your dudes. There's a good taunt. Bringing Deathwalker down.
Good damage onto Deathwalker. It's going to be a little bit more tricky for him to dive the backline and get out of it if he wants to do so. The Blink, he doesn't even have Blink. He has Meditation and Shell, so he's just waiting for somebody to get out of position here.
Left side Phoenix, the only one alive. Right side about to respawn. There's going to be a little bit of help. The Phoenix does show up one more time, but NRG still focused on the left side. Adapting, however, looking for a flank, finds the kiss onto the mid lane, but hurries back.
The taunt, Deathwalker's gonna use his ultimate very early onto Raffer here. A little bit of damage here, circular protection even being used to get that damage mitigation. The golden apple just going through the wall, not gonna be able to hit anybody whatsoever. NRG pretty healthy to stay in this team fight. Finally, left side Phoenix being looked at. It's gonna go down right about now.
And Adapting getting the right side as well, so all 3 birds are down. NRG 5 members strong, 5 members with the Fire Giant. Minions coming in on the right side, minions coming in the middle lane as well. And NRG looking, thinking.
Fire Giant still around their waist for 2 more minutes. They waited for the mid Phoenix to respawn. They get it. Callus off the mark with a pull. Double taunt onto Ice and Deathwalker, but no follow-up from NRG. They're still waiting for more fire minion waves to trickle in the side and the mid. There is just no risk that NRG are willing to commit here so late in the game.
Trying to choose a lane here. NRG spreading out. Maniac left, Adapting right, the core of the unit in the middle lane. Maniac rejoins the squad. It's a 3-2 split now. Adapting being joined by Emilito. The big damage on the right-hand side.
Forcing the beats onto Vote, very important there. Maniac uses his ultimate very early. He couldn't really find the target that he wanted to there, but that's an important relic not being available on Rivals Hunter.
And again, the 4-1 split. Adapting finds himself alone, looking for the backside of a taunt from Athena. The taunt comes through, but Adapting stays safe and doesn't jump in just yet.
NRG, they're just waiting for that perfect taunt Spirit Ball moment here. Deathwalker gonna get stunned, silenced out. 25% damage being dealt onto the solo lane here, pulled from Callus off the mark. NRG are doing a good job dodging that one beyond.
And again, there comes in the taunt. Athena
Damage.
Looking for it. Vote has to Aegis, but it's Adapting on the backside. Zig, Zag,
the circle of protection, NRG, they're committing to the title this time around, and this is game 4.
We're going to a game 5.
Great play by NRG, tying the series 2-2. We're going to game